there's all sorts of stories going around, and I'm going to tell you a story right now, a story about a talking dog. Now, have you heard a story about a talking dog? A young man's walking down in the neighborhood, much like my neighborhood here that you're looking at, and he sees a sign, somebody is selling a talking dog, $5. Now, you see a sign that says a talking dog for $5, you pretty much know that it's a gag of some kind, right? So you just keep right on walking, except for this one young man, he decided that he was going to go and see what's up with this talking dog. I mean, really, he knows that there's no such thing as a talking dog, doesn't he? But he's thinking, well, if the dog really can talk, and I can get him for only $5, well, I can make a few bucks. So he goes in to talk to a fellow about the talking dog, where the sign was. The guy sitting on the porch, so he says to him, say, I hear you got a talking dog. The guy says, yeah, I got a talking dog. He says, only $5? He goes, right, $5 you can buy this talking dog. So let me see the dog. So he's back there. He's back there in the yard, just kind of sitting around minding his own business, kind of like this dog that you see right there, right? So he walks up to the dog and he says to him, so you talk? The dog says, yep. The dog says, yep. He really says, yep. He's a talking dog. So this guy seen the dollar signs going up in his mind. He's seen the dollar signs and he goes, a talking dog. Oh, man, I'm fixing to make a killing. So he's excited, right? So he says, well, listen, you a talking dog. Tell me your story. So the dog says, well, when I was a young pup, I realized I had this special gift, and I wanted to share my gift with the world, just like you probably want to share your gift to the world if you have a gift to the world. So he says, first thing he did is he decided he'd go to work for the CIA. I mean, working for the CIA, I mean, to be a shoo-in, because certainly nobody expected a dog to be speaking or even to understand what he's listening to. So he would infiltrate these groups, and he'd just be a dog sitting there, and he'd be listening to what was going on. Then he'd make a call, and he'd communicate that information to whoever the local spy was. And he said he was doing pretty good. He was the top spy running many years in a row. And he got several awards because of the rings that he broke up, because of the training and the espionage. So he got to be a rich dog, right? This is what he's telling this cat. Says, so I realized I wasn't getting any younger. I realized I wasn't getting any younger, the dog said. So I decided, you know something? I'm going to give up this spy stuff because I've been fortunate that I haven't gotten caught now. And so he just retired and got married. He got married and started raising him some little pups. But then he says he got bored, you know, and his wife got tired of seeing him around the house. So now, I know this story is getting long, but believe me, this story will bless you. Just stay with me. So he had to get married, and then once he got married, started raising his pups. His pups grew up to be dogs, and so now he's telling the guy that he just decided he'd go to work at the airport, picking up some money, just sniffing luggage for drugs. So the dog started out working for the CIA, got a family, ended up, and he's telling this guy his story, and the guy is just totally fascinated. Fascinated. So he goes, yeah, I'm buying this dog. I got $5. I'm going to buy this dog. I'm going to get rich, right? So he's giving the guy the dollars. He's counting out the one, two. He's counting out the $5 $1 bills. And he says to the guy, man, that is a fantastic dog, man. Man, that dog's got a great story. How come you only letting him in go for $5? And the guy says, are you kidding me, man? He's lying. He's lying. None of that stuff's true, man. You can't believe a word he says. He's been back there in that yard the whole time. And that is my story about the talking dogs. And what's the story about? Don't miss the point. Don't miss the point. And as you're telling your story, you make sure people don't miss your point. It wasn't the fact that the dog was a liar. It was the fact that the dog was talking.